Gettel Stadium Toyota presents the 2024 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro in midnight black steel. This is going to be the off-road vehicle that you need and luxury all blended in. You're getting upgraded suspension through the TRD team, added skid plates. It's over 9 inches of clearance, so naturally you're going to have these TRD cast aluminum running boards and signature wheels. This is an 18-inch BBS forged, which makes it lighter weight, matte black wheel that is specific to the TRD with all-terrain tires, so you can do maneuverabilities because we have an electronic locking rear diff. Plus you have the 2-speed transfer case, sequential LED headlights, LED daytime runnings, and headlights. With the fog lamp assembly, you get the TRD light bar, ambient lighting that's going to be in the grille, and the grille to the TRD is also unique. Fenders that flare out, we get the amber lights on them, you get a pattern texture, TRD Pro on the hood, and housed underneath here is what's special because we got an increase of horsepower and torque last year. Almost 13% more horsepower, over 31% more torque out of the iForce Max twin turbo V6 that produces 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and you're still achieving 19 mpgs for the city and 22 mpgs for the highway, which when you're considering this tows up to 9,520 pounds and a payload at over 1,700 pounds, you're getting a lot of vehicle in one package. Now when you option a 2-wheel drive opposed to the 4-wheel drive, that will be the max towing capabilities. And as for that TRD tuned Fox internal bypass shocks, that's going to give us that smooth ride, and it's also going to give us a more confident off-road handling for all terrain. 1/4 aluminum TRD front skid plates, whereas the Sequoia already features a independent front suspension, new rack mounted electric power steering system for improved steering feel, and a multi-link rear suspension with available load leveling rear height control or air suspension and adaptive variable suspension. And the standard wheel is an 18-inch, the capstone goes up to a 22-inch, and this hybrid engine is pretty impressive because you're getting over 26% increase in towing. For 2024, for the limited trim, they have added a midnight edition, which blackens out everything more or less like this, and you'll get TRD wheels. Going into the platinum trim, you can option the TRD off-road, so I like that you can option features with Toyota. Sequential LED taillights, we have a digital rear view mirror, 360-degree reverse camera, front and rear parking sensors, plus bird's eye view. And when you go TRD, you get 2 exhaust tips, power liftgate that goes into 11.5 cubic feet. But you can move these forward, and this is going to extend the cargo capacity to 22.3 cubic feet. Plus we have these levels on all sides, which when you have the floor that moves up, it's nice because it's going to make it a flat floor. You just fold this out here to cover up those rails, and you can do it for each level. You can use this area here because you have the tray already lined up, and I moved it back so that way you can see you'll have a wall. So it is nice that they give you 3 different levels. It's the only SUV of its kind that gives you this with a 12-volt charger, and you can electronically split the rear bench in the back at a 60-40 split, increasing cargo to 49 cubic feet, and fold down the captain chairs to max it at 86.9 cubic feet. But we need to go inside, start up this hybrid max so you can hear that exhaust note. 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver and passenger, heated, ventilated TRD Pro, memory for the driver. Headroom, and legroom. Stainless steel pedals come for the TRD. The Heritage Toyota badging on the passenger side. 14 speakers through JBL sound system, including an amplifier and subwoofer. A storage with a 12-volt digital rear view mirror, moonroof, optional pano moonroof, and a 14-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. Put it into reverse, and we have a reverse camera with full trajectory for the front and the rear. You can also change different layouts for the camera, plus taking on and off those lines. And you have a lot of different camera angles, as you're noticing. And just simply push it back there. Plus, we have the bird's eye view. So you push this button right here, and now it will go all around the vehicle. You can pause it, and you can get it more close, where this is basically the interior of the vehicle. Going into dual climate control settings, QI wireless charger, and the key fob for the new Sequoia. Leather around the shifter that is unique to the TRD. As you see, the badging gloss black. Your four-wheel drive transfer case, driving modes, opens up for the cup holders, and you have a lot of different storage here. So you have here that can be opened to go into the first area, a little area here for some notes. You can open this up, and now you have a deep storage pocket with a change holder, USB ports, and we're going to show you the driving modes on the digital gauge cluster. You can change the configuration for turn-by-turn navigation and the sound system or any settings. And it's a leather-wrapped steering wheel, TRD spec, multi-function with the 12 o'clock. Here's for the TRD light bar. And the door panels will configure into the dashboard, very similar to the Tundra. So it has kind of like two armrests. It's going to be soft where it needs to be, 2 tiers of storage, and I like the contrast with the red, and you get the aluminum look that goes in between with a large storage pocket with about 2 beverage holders carved out. For the second row, I have it reclined. Headroom is great. With it not reclined, it's still not bad. It does contour inwards because of the air condition that is in the ceiling. Leg space is good, and that's in the position I would be sitting for the driver. Storage behind both passenger and driver seat. Third, climate control. 2 USB ports, a home plug, air vents, cup holders in the center. And because it's captain seats, this will adjust whenever you're rolling it back. The door panel gets the manual sunshades and the same segment that's in the front. So the 2 tiers for the armrests and 2 tiers of storage with about 2 bottle holders. Entering into the third row, simple enough. And it's large enough because it's over 9 inches of clearance. I'm gonna use the running boards. Feet space is not going to be compromised too much in a regular seat position, and the same thing with the leg space, and you still have the pass-through here, cup holders on both sides, and a storage pocket that's on the passenger side with a USB. Headroom is going to be a little bit more tight, but these electronically will adjust, which will give you optimal headroom if you're over 6 foot tall with a large window, and they didn't forget the sunshade here and the air vent here. Sliding into the center, headroom is still not bad. Leg space is still optimal because I can stretch it out. And because it's TRD, you get these weatherproof mats. So it makes it a little bit more optimal for somebody sitting here into the center or pretty much anywhere in the vehicle. 6,150 pounds, which is 530 pounds more than an SR5. But as for package-wise, you're going to be doing your rock crawl, you're going to be doing off-roading capabilities, plus you could tackle daily use. When you have over 430 horsepower and over 580 pound-feet of torque, that's a lot out of a twin-turbo engine. But you do need that power in order to do the tow, payload, and get you moving. The clearance feels great. The all-terrain tires, you'll feel it a little bit, but it's not something that really changes the drive that dramatic. It's still a smooth drive for the day in and day out. I kind of like these wheels a little bit better anyways, because when you're going over imperfections in the road, it should soak it up a little bit more so in the sense for durability, but you will be feeling a little bit more because this is an off-road setup. The seats are wide. I like that we have 2 tiers for armrests, so if you're short or tall, it ticks the box for both. And when you're thinking over 26% more towing, this variant's gonna get over 9,000 pounds. So it is a little bit of a difference from the over 9,500 pounds of towing, but still, you could tow a pretty decent sized boat or a couple of jet skis. Brakes on the vehicle is good, and another thing that's nice is every time you come to a stop point, you can change the configuration, but the 360-degree reverse camera comes on, so it makes it a little bit more optimal for people that are not used to larger vehicles, or whenever you're coming to a slower speed, you don't want to curb your wheels, which you're not going to have too many issues with these because it's all-terrain tires and the actual rim to the wheel is inside. But it's a nice option that Toyota does. And if you are thinking about optioning the SR5 opposed to this, you can still option the stainless steel pedals, the soft tech seats. So if that is something that you're concerned about for comfort, you can tick the box on that and it's taken care of. Optioning these vehicles makes it a little bit more easier for anyone that is looking for either pure off-road with the luxury inside or just that luxury drive blended in. It is a longer vehicle, it is a wide vehicle, but it doesn't feel that way because the steering is still relatively light. But because of the length, it can make it a little bit more fun, I should say, to move in and out of traffic congested areas. Because you got the hood vents, it just gives that dominant feel to the driver. With the 12 o'clock on the steering wheel, it feels performance oriented. I think they did a great job making this feel like it's super quick. And now to show you the 437 horsepower and the turn radius at the same, it's gonna be about 3 lanes. You expect that, let's go. It gets up to speed, the exhaust filters in. Overall, it's a great package, especially if you are considering to take this out for a weekend fun and an everyday use, because you have plenty of room for the second and even the third row, which one of the best in cargo is because of the trays that you have. So it's more optimal in the sense of versatility. That's what ticks the box for the Sequoia. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to stop by Gettel Stadium Toyota to check out their new and pre-owned selection.